Yes, indeed. It looks like our action is about to kickstart off on A. We do see Chris opting to kind of lurk for the rest of the team, and what we see is some of the defenders pushing up and just kind of clearing this.
So they've found out where the alarm bot is. So if Chris doesn't peek this, they'll be spotted out.
But the issue is here, hopefully he comes right back to him, but the issue is that they might be calling that it's B when it's not B at all. So now they have to have an idea that this take might be coming onto the A side here. And now Virtue's being challenged. Can he get one here? He does get one. Jello with the immediate trade onto the side end. This retake is looking good, Jake. They have the man advantage.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough one.
Yeah, Gion does tag up Jello a bit, so he knows that he's an A main, and they know where the second player is. They know where all three players are now, as a matter of fact. And the picks are coming in, the kills are coming in. Casual Pink is going to be able to go ahead and get this first pistol round, and that was well played.
Yeah, Toro was landing some very nice shots. It maybe took a little bit of time to warm up on this jet, but once he's got it down, he's working it fast. They're going to give the orb the points towards Killjoy's lockdown, right? Killjoy has a very important ultimate to the team. And she's going to be playing over on that B site, which is B site can be pretty hard to lock down if the attackers know what they're doing. If they aggressively take tower and pinch you onto site, it's going to be important for Killjoy to get her ult up fast. So I like what they're doing here.
Yeah, that Killjoy is going to be absolutely pivotal to holding down this B site. Now, what could have actually happened that last round is that they could have called the rotate onto B very, very early. Instead, they didn't call it, and that was very big because they could have over-rotated. Instead, they get the pick. So now we're seeing more aggression again. Tora teaming up with RV to push into that middle back part of the map, and they find two. So really well done. They still don't know that Sam is actually lurking towards that A side, and he puts the wall down trying to get in, and he gets a beautiful entry onto Virtue, but he almost gets TK'd there by Cello, unfortunately. But they have the man advantage, Jake.
Yeah, and this is what I was saying about the aggressive Sage, right? She uses her wall, she has no util left, so she's just gonna push in, take the fight, and heal herself after she wins the fight. Like, she's basically a duelist at that point.
Yeah, and look at this now, forcing them to break the wall or jump over it.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is that they have no info. They have no idea. Now they kind of have a clue. There's nothing on the site, so they kind of have to start moving a little bit quickly.
Right, this could be dangerous.
Yeah, I don't like this positioning from Jericho's bot here. It could have definitely been a lot better. Now they have to go through 3 defenders in the post plant. 2, they get 1. Ooh. He gets the second. Jericho needs to find where Wavy is hiding, but he's never peeked, and now he does, and there's no time though, Jake.
Yeah, and actually the fact is Wavy got tagged by the KO knife, so theoretically Jericho should have known that Wavy was there, but obviously, you know, in the chaos of the moment, it's really tough to keep track of that kind of thing. So the 3-man post plant from A main ends up clutching it out, right? It's gonna be another eco win after the pistol, which is something we've seen very often today.
Countless times, yeah. But
stop their advance.
Now, Casual Pink is gonna have to save here in this round, and honestly, there's not much to expect. I think eco rounds on this map can be tough for the defender side.
Yeah.
And you know, right now, they're just not, Lucky Cat's just not peeking anything. They're taking their time going through the map and making sure they don't run into any stacks.
Yeah, Lucky Cat looks like they want to go B, but this is the side that's more stacked up on the defender side, so this is what the defenders want.
Yes, indeed. It is in fact what they want, and Jericho getting ready to deploy the utility. Now he knows he is getting sandwiched here. He tries to right-click Wavy, but Wavy is just too strong with the Spectre, and the defense just kind of collapses almost immediately after that.
Yeah, Sam's util was a little messy, trying to entry from the arcade side, but it didn't matter because of the gun difference, really. Like, KO was able to get one with the shorty on sight, but Wavy is gonna get his third with the rifle at the moment. So
crispy shot too that he just hit onto. Who was that he just hit that onto? I'm so sorry.
Jello.
Yeah, nice shot. Yeah, indeed. Quiz ending up getting that last frag, and so far to be expected. But now we get that first gun round, and this is where things can actually get a little bit spicy.
Yeah, absolutely. This is where we're going to see the real tactical maneuvering that this map is so good at providing to us. Like, it's so much fun to see how teams have to react and move around the map when you're able to, like, pinch any site and move very quickly from one to the other, one side of the site to the other.
Yeah.
And Virtue's got the read, though. He's got the wall. He's got the Molotov to force them back. Wavy's going to jump through it anyways. They're pushing this heavily. And Virtue's just going to retreat to site.
Just disrespecting the utility, but I thought for a second RV and Tor were going to push down Satellite like they have been. It's been actually very successful for these double pushes that they've been doing early in the round, but now the ult is coming out. The orbital strike is coming out. It does clear a lot of the side, and now Virtue has to stand out in the open awkwardly, but look at RV jumping into the chaos, trying to make something happen for his team. It's not going to work out, though. Chris gets another one.
Yeah, the timing on that attack was beautiful. The way that they ultimate site, you know, they brim ult site, and then they wall CT, and they push all at the same time. It works out perfectly.
Yeah, it was seamless. It was a seamless take by them. And so if I'm Casual Pink right now, Jake, I kind of want to save this. Save the rifles. You got 3. You can still fight in the next round. This round is hard, but look at Gion just swinging, getting 2. Trying to make something for his team happen, but Chris is just too strong on this rifle right now. Tora trying to win this 1v2. He knows where both players kind of are, but it's not going to be enough. What a beautiful post-plant position there from Lucky Cat Go Gaming.
I think, unfortunately, he was unaware that Sam was on site. Jello had naded onto site, but it wasn't shallow enough to hit Sam on position standing on the bomb. And yeah, it makes it kind of an unwinnable 1v2 situation. So this time the attackers, though, they're more spread out across the map. They're looking down almost every avenue that the defenders can take to make some aggressive plays, but the defenders have been pretty disciplined about that. So it's looking like a slow push onto B.
Minus the exception of those 2 early pushes, and I kind of want to see Casual Pink do more of that, because that advantage is so big on this map, right? Having 1 less defender to worry about taking the site is actually huge. It is the difference, I would say. So they're not really winning these like 5-on-5 encounters, right? And so what a swing there. Gion, like a madman, tries to get across, and he does successfully, but Chris finding Jericho, and then Wavy and Sam pushing onto the site. Tor does find 1, but it's not going to be enough to get to the site. Jello trading him out, and now we're down to the post line yet again, and not a lot going on from the side of Casual Pink.
Yeah, once again they're on a gun disadvantage. And Chris is going to be too clean with the chamber ult. It's such a good gun. Like, it's so much better than a regular op in the way that you can take 2 shots within like a quarter of a second, you know? Like, if you're expecting it to take as long as an op shot to reset, then you peek him and he's just ready to kill you. But we're actually gonna have the attackers taking a timeout. They're up 4-1 at the moment, so maybe they're just really trying to secure their tactical lead here.
Yeah, it seems so. I mean, like I said, if you have the timeouts, utilize them, right? They can only be helpful.
Yeah.
So, not sure what they're talking about in this timeout, but Casual Pink is definitely going to have to change something up. Them being passive on the sides just isn't working out for them, Jake.
Yeah, there's the danger of giving Casual Pink too much time here to actually think about what they need to do, which, like you said, they might need to play a little more aggressive on the extremities, taking control like they were doing in the first round. I think maybe maybe they got a little bit scared of it. You know, in that second round that they lost the anti-eco, they lost it because they got too aggressive on Dish and weren't expecting so many people there, right? So we'll see what happens. They have to play with confidence.
They absolutely do, because Lucky Cat Gaming is on the top of the game right now.
Yeah.
So we're heading into the 6th round here, and we're seeing Lucky Cat grouping up and taking Satellite for one, something that they haven't really done too much this game.
Yep.
And we do have a stack on the A side, and I like this angle from Tora. This could potentially give him the pick, but they both peeked at the same time, and Tora didn't really know who to shoot first, and now they know, right?
Yeah. They've given up all the space onto Dish, and they're ulted in A main, but it may not. Well, it does matter. It does matter because there's 2 attackers who are stuck on that side of the ult right now.
Yeah, that is true, but if to get the bomb down, that just makes it very, very difficult, very uncomfortable for the defenders to try to retake this, because they are being pinched.
Yeah, they are being pinched. There's a very interesting situation going on here. Like, this is not common.
Yeah, this is a hectic round here, but now we're starting to see everybody get ready. We see the defender all coming out from Killjoy, and while Tora hiding in the ult does get a kill, but somehow all the frags have gone in the way of Lucky Cat Gaming once again, and is this all going to be enough? It's not. It doesn't detain anybody.
Yeah. And this is a tough 1v2 for John right here. He's got some info.
There's just no time.
30 HP and he's full blind. Sam swings him, gets the headshot. Although dies to the nade, but not going to matter for the round.
Not going to matter at all. Their economy is practically completely filled with credits. They are rolling in the money right now. So it's going to take a couple of rounds from Casual Pink to really break their economy. So they really have to start stringing some rounds, Jake.
Yeah, the problem with that ult in A main was they needed to abandon it essentially. Like they were isolating 2 attackers towards attacker spawn, and if they quickly and decisively made it a 5v3 on site, it could have been a win. But they decided to commit to defending it for too long, I think. But in this round, the attackers are going to make their move towards B site.
Yeah, and you know, I think the mistake there was the positioning, right? They had Tora kind of covering the site, but when he fell completely back, they pretty much gave up the site, and Chris is going to go ahead and get an entry onto Gion. Question is, will Jericho be able to do anything about it? Chris gets a second, and the side is already falling to the attackers. Jericho swings out of the smoke to make something happen, but it's just not enough, Jake.
Yeah, the spacing was all off. Chris is able to take control of Arcade, and then he's not punished by RV, who's close, but not close enough to trade. If he was close enough to trade, it would have been perfect.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda, Jake. Woulda, coulda, shoulda, but instead we're down to a 4v2, and RV and Virtue have to make a miracle happen here, but RV does bring it down to the 1v2, maybe the 1v1. He knows where the last player is. He has to have this at least. It's gonna get but he can defuse it. Wow, what a round by RV. Absolutely clutch 4K coming up big for Casual Pink, and that's exactly what they needed to get back into this game.
Virtue's been hitting great headshots like all day with the Sheriff, and he's the one who opens it up, taking out Sam on the Sage, you know, and that allows RV to take 2 1v1s, which he easily wins. You know, Raze is low in tower, and then Brim is not in position to trade Raze or get the molly off cleanly. So, you know, that could have been a very different round if they had slightly better post-plant positions. But maybe they weren't expecting the defenders to even try. They might have been expecting a save to come out.
Yeah, and that's just not what happened there. And so now Casual Pink finally getting a first blood here. It's been quite a couple rounds, and now they know where the rest of the 4 players are. What are they going to be able to do here to stop it? They have the info, Jake.
And
are they going to stop it?
RV's got a very important ult. The KO ult is so strong. It's not something we talked about too much, but if he can use it, it absolutely is going to deny so much util. but it doesn't look like they even need it. The defenders are just mopping up the attackers who push through door.
Yeah, and now we're starting to see some more of that teamwork come in. But are they going to overextend? They do. And now look at that advantage. 5v2 to 3v2. This is now winnable. Sorry, spoke too soon. 3v3. This is now completely winnable for Lucky Cat Gaming.
I like the idea to flash through the door and then peek, but actually Jello's completely ready. He's playing anti-flash. He's got his wall, the face in the wall. Oh, but Torres pushed up. They do not expect him there. Jello walks right into his sightlines.
Now look at this, it's forcing them to rotate back
Yeah.
onto this A site. And Gion this time is ready for this orbital strike. He does get one, he does get almost two. Virtue right there with him. That's what they need to keep it up. They need that teamwork and those trades if they really want to shut them down.
Absolutely. And in that round, they really made an argument for themselves. They got the opening pick. They won the fight in halls, and then even had the flank pick too. So here we're seeing some pings ring out on the map towards Dish, right? This is something they've done before. They've had the 3-man push towards Dish. This time, will the defenders be fighting for it? It doesn't look like it. They're kind of just giving up Dish ever since the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, interestingly enough, right, Jake? Because we saw them get aggro there, and that's where they were finding success, fighting on that other half of the top half of the map.
Yeah.
But now we're kind of see them take a different approach, and so far it's working. So let's see if they can hold out another A split here. They have the 3 players. They just need to use the utility to stall for that rotate. So it's not as tough to hold down this site.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough situation to opt from. So many close angles, and yeah, Jello takes him out quickly, but the rest of his team trading out. No one else falls but Tora on the op, and they save the op anyways. So
Yeah,
very clean round.
Wonderful round, and we could talk about how, for once, them being passive was actually the right decision there. They didn't go for any crazy peaks. They're probably now expecting Lucky Cat to get a little bit nervous, a little bit more anxious, and start getting a little bit more aggressive. So great hold by Casual Paint to shut down that push.
Yeah, and you can see the wall that Virtue just threw. That's the wall they had up last round. I like this. It's a less aggressive wall than he throws sometimes in A main, but they had instead Tora fighting for A main. So they allow Tora to fight, escape, and then they have to push through this Viper's wall that's much more defensive.
We are starting to see some of the attackers move up Dish, and they are getting dangerously close to A.
Yep.
And this time, I don't like this. They're stacking B. For some reason, right, there's no info. They're probably hoping, okay, we just shut them down on A. They have to go B here. But instead, and look at Virtue. Virtue's playing way too far. He could have actually ulted onto the side and had been the defensive catalyst that they needed, but instead he does get one, which is huge. This is still great by Virtue, and I think that wall is going to do them more damage than help coming up in this retake. I have a feeling here, Jake. And now we're starting to see the defenders swing out, looking for any openings.
They're going to pop the KO ult. It's going to deny all post-plant utility, but Chris doesn't need... Oh, maybe he does need the util. Oh,
Chris missing a shot that he's hit. And wow, Gion with an absolute snipe of a rocket launcher does get the guy in A main. And wow, that was beautifully done. Beautiful retake. I did criticize Virtue's positioning there a little bit. I would have wanted him to be more on the site to Viper's Pit, but regardless, Jake, that was great.
I actually think it's a good adjustment that he's playing offsite. You know, Lucky Cat has been showing some really good takes onto the site. Like they're comboing their util, they're isolating the player on site, and they're just taking him out. And they made the attackers use all their util to clear site, but there's no one there, you know. And
There's
then
no one there, yeah.
And then the defenders just double ult, right? They use the KO and the Raze ult to clear site. The attackers have no post-plant utility because of the KO ult, and they get killed by the Raze ult. So it's a really nice play, actually.
Yeah, now that you pointed out, you are right. They have been having some excellent site takes, and so Virtue now does finally go ahead and use the Viper's Pit on A to deny any type of push, but the attackers aren't even there, Jake. They're on the other side of the map. They're looking for B, but Tora's there, ready to deny anything, and that's a beautiful pick onto Chris. Chris, who's been so huge for Lucky Cat Gaming so far.
Yeah, and here's the attack side take. And this is the same take they threw on the anti-eco round, but this time Sam does hit the utility the way that he intends to.
Yeah, so far so good for them. It is a 4v4 Tora with a beautiful peek. RV is right there to peek with them. Amazing job there. Dane does finally get one, and now they're moving into the site. RV, beautiful clear there, gets Dane, and now they're going for the defuse. This is all but impossible from Wavy. Yep. He tried, but great round by RV and the rest of the team.
Yeah, the retakes have just been immaculate. Like, Tora pops ult and updrafts and gets the peek over the defending wall, or really the attacker wall that's defending the post plant. But that opening pick is exactly what they need to then waterfall onto site, Molotov off tower so they can't peek, and then Wavy's just all alone in a 1v4 that he cannot win.
Yeah, absolutely. So beautiful, amazing adjustments coming out of Casual Pink here. They definitely have turned this around. And, you know, we talk about these timeouts, Jake, and, you know, maybe that second one really kind of helped get them back into this game.
That's what I was worried about. I don't know why they took that timeout 4-1 up. It kind of gave Casuals some time to regroup and refocus their mental.
And yeah, and look at it's been huge. They've only gotten Top Cat. Lucky Cat has only been able to get one round since then. So let's see now. They're favoring that B site once again. They're definitely confident with the site take, and I think retaking has been the key for Casual Pink. So let's see if they make any mistakes here. They are trying to challenge this a little early. The bomb isn't even down just yet. Virtue trying to spam through, but wow, Jericho with a beautiful shot onto Sam though. Does deny the plant, but now we're getting some counter utility to stop any pushes to deny the bomb plant. They know where Wavy is, and they have an idea, I think, of Arcade, but Jello gets taken out from behind. Tora's moving in hot with that op. He's looking for more, Jake. Can he find it is the question. And Dane needs to go big here. Yeah, he has to get this delay.
Wavy's
he gets away somehow.
Space, but he doesn't.
But look at Tora. Yeah. Look at Tora with the bulldog, and now they know.
Yeah, Tora's dropping the op, picking up the rifle, and Wavy maybe not expecting that. He's going for the fight on low HP, and the bulldog's actually perfect for that. So what a great play. Tora's been so good on this op. He's getting opening picks. He's getting flank picks. He's opening up the retakes. It's just been perfect.
Yeah, we were highlighting Chris a lot earlier because he was being very dominant, but now Tora's kind of waking up from his slumber and he's looking for blood. So great round by them to stop that push onto that B site.
For sure. So now this is a pivotal pistol round, right? The teams are very close together, and they only went, they didn't win their pistol bonus rounds, so it's very close, and whoever wins this and wins the bonus rounds could really take a commanding lead. Yeah,
indeed. They definitely can. Now the question is, what does Lucky Cat Gaming want to do here? Or sorry, not Lucky Cat Gaming, Casual Pink. What are they thinking about? And it looks like they really want to go to this A side. I don't know how I feel about having Virtue lurking by himself with the bomb. This is...
I was just gonna mention he needs to get this pick or the round is all but over, and it looks like he will. Yeah.
That's a little too risky for me if I'm gonna be honest, but it works out in their favor, and it's actually a huge pick because now it's pulling the rotate to B. Look at everybody just rotating.
But Virtue's gonna rejoin his team via the ropes, and they're gonna go back A, which is a very smart move, right? They know that the bomb got spotted alone towards B. They assume that they're going to push towards B, so they read the rotate and go the other way.
Yeah, and look at this patience. They sit and spawn for a bit, and they're able to actually find Chris, who's pushing just kind of a little too recklessly, and it's gonna cost them now. But so far there's no response from Lucky Cat. Sam finally is able to get something, but Gian immediately trades that back, and it's down to the 4v1. Can Jello win?
Wow.
No, he can't.
I love the aggression. They're dashing, they're updraft dashing into ropes, and then also following that up with a flash and raise pushing up into it. Like it's just perfect. It's exactly what they needed to do. They even KO knifed Breach, so he has no util to work with. Just a very excellent play. And we have Virtue once again. Oh, he's got a teammate with him this time. It's pretty nice to see. But they're going to spread out. They're going to watch all the pushes once again. Yeah, and that B push gets instantly denied.
Yeah, and Jello is really close, but does Virtue.
He's in a good position.
He kind of has to. And that got a little bit messy, but he gets the kill, and that's what they need here. But
yeah, Virtue's very aware. Oh, and what a great nade from John. He's gonna even take more space with this. They know where the last is, and they'll kill him. That's what you like to see. That's what they wish they did last half.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure they wish they would, but yeah, good, but great adjustment, right? They're being more disciplined. There's no need to rush anything. There's no need to lose an easy round. So
yeah,
good on them.
So this is the pivotal bonus round, right? And the attackers are going to have another round to buy up after this if they lose, but if they win, it could be putting them on the precipice of a 1 map.
That's a good spot.
We are seeing some aggression towards A main, and Chris doesn't want any of it. He just TPs immediately out. Super smart. Don't want to die. You got the info. Now you know, right? So we do see adjustments being made. Sam is considering rotating over to that A side. They're just kind of hovering right now.
Yeah, this time, you know, the B players are both very worried about that lurk that's been coming in. And instead, we have Jet pushing up on the B main side. It seems like Tora's worried that maybe someone had pushed up, taken space, but alas, that's not the case.
Yeah, and look at the difference, the stark difference between both teams, right? We saw aggression come out of Casual Pink on different parts of the map, but Lucky Cat Gaming opting to not do any of that. I guess they got punished already and kind of adjusted to not pushing, right? So
yeah. But the thing is, this fake is going to come to fruition. Left. They have a free site. They're going to plant on A. And it's going to be a 5 versus 4 retake after Tora went down selling that fake on B.
Yeah, and I guess it was worth it. Bomb or the spike is down. And so the question is, that is just so unlucky.
Yeah.
Good on Gian to get that pick onto Sam, but now they're chasing him. They know he's there. They want to kill him so bad, and they're not going to be able to. RB does get one, but now he's stuck, and Tane gonna come in and just sweep up the rest of those kills, and now we're talking about a half. It's about to be 9-6, and that was interesting. That was close. It was a good try. They had the spike down, but
it was definitely a successful fake, but they didn't have the weapons and they didn't really have the positions to hold on to the post plant. So we'll have to see what adjustments they make in the post plant, because that was so pivotal in the first half, right? Is these retakes that Casual Pinks were just like absolutely executing some stunning retakes. So they need to be able to defend those retakes this time.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna have to do a little bit better, but we'll see what they have planned with some utility. Utility makes the world of difference, so nothing too crazy so far. I do like the early smoke coming out to just kind of delay.
Yeah, and it allows Jello to get all the way under, and I don't know if they're going to expect this.
Yeah, this is a great position by Jello here. And honestly, it's something that doesn't happen quite often, but they kind of have to expect it. The smoke did block off.
Yeah.
That
they were
vision.
Tora was expecting this the last round he was pushing alone towards B. He was expecting someone underpass,
down
but
B.
now they catch the lurker who had bomb. Virtue once again lurking with bomb on the arcade side. This time he falls. Jello gets a pick out of his position that we were talking about in underpass, and he's gonna see that bomb is down, and they're gonna just lock this down.
Yeah, that's all they have to do, but for some reason not everybody has moved to come to this bomb. We still see Brim or Wavy, but he doesn't really matter. He goes ahead and gets the lurker.
Yeah, I think John was considering saving this op when he got pushed from B main, and it's just an awkward situation. He's jumping around, getting shot at. So now they're forced onto a save round, and it's going to allow Lucky Cat to maybe get this down to just a 1-round deficit.
Yeah, now it's getting a little bit dangerous, and I am starting to somewhat notice that the attacking side is lacking a bit in coordination. They seem to be separated at times.
Yeah.
And the bomb seems to be caught off by itself way too often.
Yeah, this time they are going to stick together. It's a save round, like we mentioned. Oh my God, Tora gets one by dashing into ropes.
Wow, what a madman. He just fearlessly just dashed in there, and he gets one, which is perfect. That's all he really needed to do. He opens up this site for his team, and they're able to get the spike down. So question is, are they going to be able to deny the retake? And wow,
John has been playing the same position so well. If RV ults here, it could really deny a lot of post-plant utility that would be so strong. Is RV going to decide? No.
I know you want to see that KO. I do too right now, because it would actually be huge. The smokes are going to come out, and that could have been denied with the KO, and instead the utilities coming out to deny any vision of the bomb. But through pings, they should be able to spray that down, and they should be able to stop this full diffuser, but it's coming in. They're sticking it. Oh goodness, RV with the nade denies it. This is insanity. They don't know, but nobody's on it, and wow, Jericho just pushes, and I'm speechless, Jake. Speechless. Yeah. What a round.
Yeah.
Out of nothing, thin air.
The fact that they won that without committing Viper ult or KO ult is incredible, because now they have 5 ults. The defending side has 3. So, I mean, we might see a very heavily ulted round coming out. But that came close. The fact that Sam was able to wall off that position, you know, it's only the KO grenade / Molotov, which is able to deny the full stick, because if he didn't land that grenade, they just lose, you know. So very close to the wire type of round.
Yeah, definitely a nail biter round. But regardless, an amazing round coming out of Casual Pink. They really needed that round, and this is another huge round here, because if they win this round, they could break the economy. And Chris, wow, RV really needed to get that kill, and that's huge. Now they have the info. It's not looking like it's A, but Jericho is creeping in A main. He is fighting with Wavy, and Wavy loses that fight, and now A is back on the table, but Jello does find Virtue, and this is what I'm talking about, Jake. When they start separating, look at where these kills happen. On separate ends of the map, nobody's there to trade, and that is going to cost them.
Yeah, you can see the defenders are kind of bunched up in CT, but they've already gotten the pick onto the lurker in arcade. So they know that they can just play this numbers game and retake while Chris holds down the A site, which he does perfectly. So now they're 2 and 2 on either site.
30 seconds left. Just
shoulder peeking out the shot from Tora is perfect, and it looks like they're gonna save.
This isn't a bad save, but I mean, we get to see the map, right? And look at the positioning. B is kind of free. They want to just retake B, and I think if they would have went for it, they could have had B. They could have made a fight. They could have made it a 2v2 and potentially won. But
one thing to be aware of is they probably know that Breach has ult up, and Breach ult for retake is so strong on the B site. So maybe it's not something they wanted to tango with 2v4. But I actually kind of agree with you. I think that's a round you need to go for. The attacker op is not, in my opinion, like the most important thing to save, and they have money, they have ults. You might as well just try and win that round.
Speaking of ults, Jake, look at the attacker side. They have 5 ults. We need to see some of them being used here to take
Yeah,
this
they
round
didn't use a
because-
single ult last round. They had 5 last round, so I'm not a big fan of that.
Yeah, not a big fan of that either, to be honest with you. And fault line comes out, but there's nothing here at satellite, so they're moving away. And there we go. They're grouped up, walking a main. This is what we need to see from them. It works out for them so well, and they were thinking about dedicating the ult from Killjoy, but instead they're opting not to. They have the Viper's wall up to split the side, and now they're taking the side, and they're getting this default. But look at the orbital strike denying the plant for now, and that's going to be huge. And oh goodness, Gion somehow gets 1 and somehow gets 2. Sam had to get that kill. That is insanity coming out of from Gion. He's on a slither of health. A single gust of wind would kill him, but Jello trying to do what he can, and he, oh my god, he blast packs in, gives Gion a little bit of taste of his medicine, and he does get the pick. And so now it's down to the 3v3. He ults and he does get Virtue, and now it's down to the 1v1. Dane isn't gonna go ahead and get it.
That was an incredibly close round. The fact that John got 2 in that ropes position, he's been a menace in that position. He keeps taking that space and then holding the rope. And I believe the fact that he was holding the same position he held 3 rounds in a row is why Jello was able to get the trade onto him. But regardless, all they had to expend was 1 ult to win that round. I was going to criticize the fact that they didn't KO ult, because the KO ult would have denied that Brim ult, which denied their plant, but apparently it didn't matter.
Apparently it didn't matter. We were talking about ults. They still have 4, Jake, so they still have a lot to win these rounds. They just really have to dedicate. They really just have to dedicate the utility.
There's only 2 rounds left that they need to secure to win the game. I don't know why they aren't using ults a little more aggressively.
Yeah, but what I'm more surprised is that, look at this. They just gave up the A site. A site is practically for free. And
they have the
very,
breach
very
ult,
questionable.
and I think they want to retake with breach ult. But like, why aren't we Vipers pitting here on the attack? That's what I would be saying to my team. Like, secure the round. It's a 5v5 retake. Let's ult. We want to go to match point.
Right, and not even that, but at least dedicate RV's ult. Tora does get the flank, is expecting another one.
Oh my god,
that's
Tora.
Huge.
And look at this, John just gets the perfect timing. Breach is holding his ult out. Sam gets the trade, but it's a 1v4. This is unwinnable. Oh, well, not completely unwinnable.
Completely, yeah.
He has res.
He does, but he doesn't have wall. If he has wall, I'm sure he tries for something here, and Tora's about to shut him down, if not Jericho, but somehow he kills Jericho. Not that it's gonna matter though.
No.
And they still have 4 ults, Jake.
If they don't use all 4 of these ults this round, I'm actually gonna mauled, because like you need to win the game, guys. Like, I get it, we're winning anyways without the ults, but come on, you're gonna lose them if you don't use them.
Well, surely they use the ults here, Jake. Surely, right? There has to be. You know what I would love to see? I would love Killjoy go fake B with his ult and then use the rest of the 3 ults on A. Tell me no. Tell me no, Jake. Tell me no. Tell me I'm crazy.
I think that's a pretty good call. If you were my IGL, I'd be down.
There it is, boys. There it is. Me and Jake will be on the next season. I'm just kidding.
For sure. Right now, the attackers, they're taking their A main control. They're watching the B push more aggressively, and they actually have the bomb towards B main. So
you were talking about mauling, but I'll mauled right now if Chris gets a kill with this gun. I cannot stand the Ares personally, but it's not even going to matter. The opening picks are happening on the other side of the map, and the site is falling to Casual Pink. They're all but pretty much cemented into it, and now we should see the ult. Look at Killjoy's positioning. There it is. We get the KO ult. We get 1. We get 2.
Finally.
We still got 2 more.
Can we get a Viper's
Chris, though. Oh my goodness, Chris gets 2. This is actually huge for them.
Oh my god.
Chris die here? He doesn't, and Wavy gets another one.
Pit, but it doesn't matter, I guess. Yeah, it doesn't matter because they're both. Wow. I mean, that was a great take. I like how they used most of their ultimates. I would have liked to see maybe the Viper's Pit go down, but otherwise that was a fantastic map.